Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Usereme here. If today is your first time on here, please click on that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. In today's video, I'm going to be making use of this fabric here. I've already folded this piece in on one side. As you can see, this is what is going to serve as my rope, because I actually don't have a rope and I just decided to make a rope out of this piece here. I'm going to share with you how I'm going to do it now. So what you're going to do is to measure out any length you want and just make a long rope. Then after which you're going to fold it into three, as you see me doing like this, and you're going to cut it out. So now after cutting, I have three pieces of this, and what I'm going to do is to use my hand sewing needle and thread that I have here, and I'm going to stitch it down here in this at this point, just to make sure that the three pieces are joined together and held properly in place. After this, I'm just going to cut off the thread, and next thing I'm going to do, right now I'm trying to create my own rope. So I'm just going to plait this. You know, some of you who already know how to braid, this is going to be very easy. Just braid these three pieces together as you see me doing like this, and do it until it is long enough to go around your arm. And this process actually is a little bit time consuming, because yeah, it's easier to actually plait on a hair than to plait a fabric, but then it doesn't take so much of your time. If it's actually something that's worth it if you don't have an elastic band. So now this is perfect for my arm. What I'm going to do is to hold this part, these three pieces together, just the same way I held it down in the beginning of this video. I'm going to hold it down again with my hand needle and thread, and after that I'm going to stitch the two pieces together as well. That's the two ends together to give me like a hand, to make it like a handband, before I add the other fabric to it to cover up this piece. But actually, without even covering this up, this looks very beautiful on its own. I honestly don't feel like you can decide not to cover this up if you've already made this to this extent. Just make sure that you stitch it together very neatly so that it's not too obvious. And yes, you have a handband. Oh god, this is too big for my hand, but then we're going to continue with it. So this is what we have, and this can actually serve as a handband as it is already, but this is not what this tutorial is about, so I have to continue with this. So this is the fabric I'm going to use to make this. I'm going to kind of fold it in like a bias to ensure that the edges are neat. So I'm going to iron this out on my ironing board. So I'm done with this, and this is what it looks like. Now I'm just going to run this round, just fold it round all the way around this band that I've made. So I'm just going to first put some gum on the band, and the next thing I'm going to do is to attach this piece of fabric here, and I'm going to just hold it in place. And basically I'm just going to be folding and adding more gum until I get to the end of this fabric, and you guys are going to see the whole process in a very short while, so keep on watching. So basically I'm going to cover this up very carefully, and yeah, later the gum started making it very difficult for me to continue with this process because the gum was all over the place. But when the whole project dried up, it came out very nice. So keep adding more gum and folding up. Just don't get tired. It can be very annoying to do. Add more gum. You will realize that as it's the gum is getting thicker, you will have less problem. It's just the problem is when you just attach the gum to it and it has not dried. So keep adding more gum and folding it up until you get to the end of the fabric, of the band, sorry. So now guys, we've gotten to the end of the band, and I just left out about 1 inch and cut it out like this. And what I'm going to do is to fold it in like this and put some gun on at this point here to make it neat at this edge. And I'm going to add more gum to the band at this point here, and I'm going to use it to kind of finish up the band. But I decided not to leave it like this because I feel like it's too heavy at this point and it's not going to come very well. So what I decided to do was to use my hand sewing needle and thread. I added more gum, and I then went ahead to stitch it down at this point here, just to ensure that it's held in place and it's not going to loosen up anytime soon. If you are going to stitch yours down, I advise that you use a color that is already in the material you use, so that it will not be too obvious when it is worn. So guys, I'm done with this, and this is basically how it looks like. This is how simple it is, and it's already getting dried. Obviously this is too big for my hand, I didn't measure it well, but thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about this particular video in the comment section. I will see you in the next one.